All right. So now I have to come to part two. See, before even starting, I I didn't prepare any notes. This is just all spontaneous. Uh, these are just my thoughts and ramblings, etc. Okay. So, in part one, you've seen that we're coming out of the age of the fish, the Pisces, the schools of thought. The rigid, masculine, defined structures, isms, traditional values, etc. Western archetypes, patriarchal religions. And we're moving towards a more fluid age, a more intuitive age, a more feminine age. And you can see that yoga is becoming popular. You can see that Eastern thought and Eastern culture is becoming popular. You can see that people are less tied down to definitions like genres, this, that, the third. But what's going on? Because we're at the cusp of a new age, because we're melding the old and the new, because there's an overlap, there's a conflict. The old remnants, the traditionalists, that old energy wants to hold on. And you could see, even in our political system, around 2012, 2008, this new age was brought about by, I'm not talking about the person, I'm talking about the representation of what it is. So it doesn't matter about the person or what he stood for or what his politics were, etc. I'm just talking about what he represents. Obama was born in the East, or not born in the East, his family's from the East, but yet he was born in the West. He's a mix of Western or white and black, Kenyan, Eastern. He's a representation of the East and the West, the masculine, the feminine, come together, being as one, being less defined. And coincidentally, he was also the 44th president, and 4-4, 4 and 4 symbolizes balance. Okay, so he ushers in, so to speak, this new age. He's just a symbol of this. Okay. Now, the next election was the old age, the traditional values, traditionalist, the patriarchal, energy. I'm not talking about the people, I'm talking about the energy. Fighting for survival, basically. Fighting for their old ideas, their old structure to survive. So that was represented by Donald Trump. And coincidentally, he operated out of a skyscraper, a Trump Tower, a symbol of his manhood, so to speak. And he campaigned on a platform for some of these old ideas of, you know, manufacturing jobs. He wants to build a wall, which is separation, definition, borders. You know, these are the Western patriarchal, masculine, you know, things of definition, etc. And the evangelicals supported him because, or supported that energy because they stand for traditional values, etc. So you can see this playing out in the grand scale. And on the other side of the spectrum, you have Hillary Clinton. And again, I'm not talking about the person, what she stood for necessarily. I'm talking about the energy. She's representing that feminine energy, that more dynamic energy, flexible. And, you know, the people that supported her were people who were less defined, people that are more looking towards neutrality, neutral in gender, neutral in this, that, and the third. Not particularly defined by a race, a creed, a ism. And you saw this old guard, this old age that manifested itself in Trump, trying to hold on to ideas like the manufacturing and the borders and rigidness. Put up this last valiant effort to survive. Now what? So in the future now, you're going to still see these two sides overlaying, battling with each other. As one starts to become more prominent than the other will put up another a fight. The end result will be a more fluid society, a borderless society, a less defined, less structured society. But it will still hold elements of the fish, of the old age. There'll be a time of balance. You may not see as many manufacturing jobs because they're going to go to the east. But the ideas from the east are going to come to the west. And even that whole idea of manufacturing, right? I'm stuck on this, but manufacturing itself is going to become automated. Technology is going to take over this process of manual labor. And we're going to move more into the finance, service sector, creative economy. And because of these tumultuous changes, there will be shocks in people's ways of life, people's value systems, traditional ideas, etc. But this is necessary because the energies of the planet are coming to balance. Gone are the days where corporations could take advantage of people, destroy the environment, the Mother Earth. Now there's going to be more conscious capitalism. So it's still going to be rooted in the old age, but a new, compassionate, caring approach that's less rigid will start to saturate society and our ideas, our mainstream thoughts, ideas, etc. So if you are in any of the old industries, it's probably time to get out, become a creative, forge your own path, be brave, maybe get into financing, maybe get into the exchange markets, the money markets, the liquid markets. Get out of traditional manufacturing, etc. Say bye-bye to colleges, schools, the way we used to think about those things, like rigid diplomas, courses, classes. Those will be no more. Those will be irrelevant in the new coming age, because job security and everything is going to change. Anyway, I'm done rambling. Oh.